Hey guys, welcome back to this video series. Today we're going to be talking about notes and rests. Notes and rests are the foundation of our music. They tell us when we should sing and when we shouldn't. There are different kinds of notes and rests, and they tell us how long we should hold either the note or the silence. These are the different kinds of notes: whole notes, half notes, quarter notes, and eighth notes. You'll notice that they all have a circle as the main part of their body, but sometimes that circle's filled in and sometimes that circle isn't. This helps us determine which note we're looking at. Each kind of note gets a specific number of beats. A whole note gets 4, a half note gets 2, a quarter note gets 1, and an eighth note gets half a beat. As the number of beats a note occupies goes down, it goes down by half every time. We go from 4 to 2, and then from 2 to 1, and then from 1 to 1/2. Sometimes eighth notes can look different. They'll either have a tail off one side or a beam over the top of more than one eighth note. We'll see eighth notes with tails when they're by themselves, not next to each other, but we'll see them beamed together when there's more than one. I'm not showing them here because they aren't as common, but you'll also see other notes, like 16th notes, which follow the same pattern of decreasing by half. So a 16th note gets a quarter of a beat. These aren't as common and they're hard to count, so I'm not including them in this video, but they are out there. Just to review, whole notes have 4 beats, half notes have 2 beats, quarter notes get 1 beat, and eighth notes get a half a beat. This is important to remember because it'll help you know how long to hold each note when you see it in your sheet music. We see rests in the same quantities of beats as notes: whole rests, half rests, quarter rests, and eighth rests. There are also 16th rests and so on, but we don't see those as often, so I'm not going to be covering them in this video. Like before, the rests have the same number of beats as their corresponding notes do. Whole rests get 4 beats, half rests get 2 beats, quarter rests get 1 beat, and eighth rests get a half a beat. This is important because it tells us when we shouldn't sing. When we see these, we're quiet for however many beats the rest implies. So as a review, whole rests get 4 beats, half rests get 2 beats, quarter rests get 1 beat, and eighth rests get a half a beat. You might notice that whole rests and half rests look really similar. Sometimes these can be hard to remember which one is which. I find that it's easiest to remember that whole rests go under the line of the staff, like a hole in the ground. But half rests go above the line of the staff, so when you draw them all together, it looks sort of like a top hat. Whole notes, like holes in the ground, and half rests, like hats. Sometimes quarter rests look like they could be really hard to draw, so I'll show you how. When we draw quarter rests, we draw a Z and then a C at the bottom. One more time, a Z and then a C at the bottom. Eighth notes look a little bit funny too, but we draw these by making a dot and then a 7. The top of the 7 swoops a little bit when you draw it. Let's do that one more time. Draw your dot, swoop, and a 7. Whole and half notes are pretty simple to draw. Whole notes are just a big circle. Sometimes they look a little bit like an oval too. Half notes are a little bit harder, but still pretty easy to get the hang of. They look sort of like lowercase d's. You make a circle and a line that goes up. One more time, a circle and a line that goes up. Quarter notes are a lot like half notes. You draw the body of a half note and then you fill in the circle. Let's do that one more time. You draw the body of a half note and then you fill in the circle. Now it's time to draw some eighth notes. These are a little bit tricky, but I think we can get the hang of it. For single eighth notes, Once again, you'll draw the body of a half note, fill it in just like you would with a quarter note, but then at the top you'll add a little flag. Sometimes your flags can swoop like the top of an eighth rest, and sometimes your flags can curve outward. You can also make barred eighth notes when you see more than one together. These look like two quarter notes attached at the top with a bar. We draw them sort of like they look. You draw two quarter notes, and then you draw a line over the top. These are all of the notes and rests we learned about today. We learned about whole notes in whole rests, half notes in half rests, quarter notes in quarter rests, and single eighth notes, barred eighth notes, and eighth rests. Great job! Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!